am a United Nations Human Rights Champion and founder president of Green Hope Foundation. And I started my work when I was actually 7 years old, and I saw the image of a dead bird whose belly was full of plastic and realized that there was something really wrong with that image. And at the same time, I also attended a lecture by environmentalist Robert Swan, and his words, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it," really resonated with me, and that inspired me to plant my first tree on my 8th birthday, which is also World Environment Day, 5th June. So I thought I was preordained to become an eco-warrior. And then I was invited to speak at my first UN conference when I was 11. And then when I was 12, I was the youngest delegate at the Rio Plus 20 Earth Summit. And with it being the largest sustainable development conference of the time, there were 50,000 delegates there, only 5 people under the age of 18. And that lack of inclusivity really bothered me. And that was what inspired me to start Green Hope Foundation. So Green Hope Foundation is a platform for action. It's a global social innovation enterprise so that children and young people, and specifically children, could have that avenue for following their dreams, for really being able to become leaders in their own zones of influence. And now we really work with all sections of society to ensure that there's this intergenerational and multilateral way of working towards sustainable development. Specifically for myself, starting out as a child and a young girl at that in the field, I was severely cyberbullied. I faced death threats, stalking, threats of physical abuse, online harassment. And when I was 12, I also got elected as global coordinator for children and youth at the United Nations Environment Program. And that made me the youngest person and the only minor to ever hold that position. And when I got elected into that position, there was tremendous harassment from older youth, surprisingly. So Green Hope Foundation now works to rectify that and really provide that safe space. Me being 12 and even my fellow members being around that age, it was difficult, but our work always spoke for itself, and we are all about intergenerational solidarity. We installed a solar grid in a town in Liberia. So we installed solar panels in the homes, the school, and the community center. And we also installed solar streetlights. The solar panels means that the girls can get computer literacy at night in the school. And now it means that, they have economic stability, they have social resilience. And previously they used to descend into a life of drugs and crime, and now they're safe from that because of education. In Bangladesh, during the pandemic, we installed deep-bore tube wells, toilets, and rainwater harvesting systems in a village there, and improved sanitation and hygiene, especially for the women and girls, and even improved their safety because otherwise they would go out at night. And at the same time, you're also educating them on organic farming. So by growing those organic indigenous crops, they're able to give back to the planet and also have a sustainable source of livelihood. For instance, we work in the Syrian refugee camps and Rohingya refugee camps. We had performed our climate song and rap. And afterwards, an 8-year-old boy came up to the front and, he started rapping. It was about his experiences, about all that he'd gone through, the trauma that he'd seen and been exposed to. And it was the first time that he'd spoken in months. But through rap, he was able to, engage with his peers and with us. Identify what the local challenges are, see how much you know about those yourself. So start by educating yourself, your family members, your community, and then see what expertise you bring to the table to address that challenge. And starting small is so important. You don't need to start a big organization to bring about change. The actual change happens on the ground, and really localization is key. Identifying those challenges is really important that you specifically face, and then working to address that. At the end of the day, we will create a more sustainable world.